Okay, guys, really quickly, for what I'm looking when you turn in your aftermath tomorrow is the detailed explanation as to why you got these questions wrong and how to get them correct in the future. So this is the old school way that I have you correcting your tests. Like you used to be able to do test corrections, but we can't anymore. So now we have retakes, but we can't necessarily retake the semester exam. So I want you to be able to get a higher grade toward your following grading period, which is the third grading period. So these questions here that I have gotten wrong per se, this is just an example, these are the things that I need to focus on. Now, if I look at my assignment here, this tells me that for question 5, I need to figure out or redo multiplying, adding, subtracting, and dividing rational numbers. For question 7, I need to practice a little bit more on percent. Even though I got 2 of these out of 3 correct, I still want to get all 3 correct. And then down here for 18, I got half of these 2 questions correct, so I need to work on comparing graphical data. And then down here for 6 and 22, wham, wham, I got 2/3 of those wrong, so I really need to work on modeling and solving two-step equations and inequalities. And then I got half of this wrong, so I need to work on this as well. And then I got this wrong as well, so I need to go back and talk about inferences for a population of a data set. Now, because we just learned 2 and 4, or a concept that has 2 and 4, those questions weren't counted against you, but I do need to go over question 13 because I don't care about these for right now. I will care about them later on though, so don't get me wrong. Now, looking at what I have here. So this one, not needed. Didn't need 2 and 4. But let's look at these 2 questions because I got most of this concept wrong. This is modeling and solving two-step equations. So back here, I said one thing that I would like to celebrate. That means if you're celebrating, you did something well. That I did well on concept 7.3b and 7.4a. I need to work on ratios and percents, linear relationships, and solving equations and inequalities based on what Ms. Starling wrote in this column right here. Now, down here, I gave you a, sentence starter to complete. Let me go back to it. Boom. The reason I missed now I'm going to focus on one concept so that I can get that done as quickest way possible. The reason I missed problems, yes, number 6 and 22, I believe, is because, now I'm going to go and look at the work that I need to do for 6 and 22. So here's my sentence starter, and I'm going to go look at them in one moment. So here, I showed no work for this. I don't know why my answer is incorrect, so I have to work it out. The reason I missed problem number 6 and 22 is because I showed no work on number 6, and let's go to 22. And I did not follow Ms. Starling's steps. Or I didn't solve the equation correctly. Yes, please, thank you. So now when I go back and do this, you know how to solve 4p minus 4 equals 48. I don't know why we would jump right into this when this is not what I have taught you. So we would draw a river, you're welcome, and then get rid of this minus 4 from both sides. Add 4, add 4. Draw a line. These 4's cancel out. 4p equals 48 plus 4 is 52. P is 13 because I took 52 and I divided by 4 and I get 13. For 22, I should have done opposite operations to both sides. That's a start. Now for question 6, when I go and correct that, again, there's no work here. Rewrite the problem, 1/3 x less than 15. This is important here. I have a negative coefficient. I talked to you guys about negative coefficients when we solved equations and inequalities. You have to keep in mind that those are negative. I also mentioned this when we were reviewing for our exams. Okay, that's very important to keep in mind. So I need to subtract 18 from both sides because 18 is already positive. So I need to make it negative. 18 minus 18 is 0. It cancels out. 15 minus 18, is negative 3. Less than negative 1/3 x. Because this is a negative coefficient, my sign is going to flip. What sign is that? This one. So I have negative 1/3 x is less than negative 3. Because I have a fraction here, I need to flip it and multiply. Negative 3 over 1 times negative 3 over 1. These cancel out. X, flip my sign, is greater than. Negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. X is greater than positive 9. That is why I got this question incorrect. Keep adding to your paragraph. For number 6, I should have paid attention. Don't just stop at pay attention because that's vague. Paid attention to the negative coefficient. And flipped my sign. And noticed that my answer should be positive. That's it. Answers that I'm not accepting. Whoops. I misspelling stuff. Answers that I'm not accepting. Study harder. Pay attention. Do what my teacher says. Ask questions. Read my notes. Are not going to be acceptable for this in order for you to get full credit. This is not detailed enough. You need to go back and look in your notes. Go back and look at the videos that are posted earlier today, on how to solve these problems. Explain each step. Even if you do this for number 6, 18 minus 1/3 x less than or equal to 15, rewrite the problem. This is explaining. Subtract 18 from both sides. Divide by negative 1/3, which is technically multiplying by negative 3. X, oops, this should be negative 3. Flip sign. This too is a good explanation. Why? Because you are showing me step by step what you should do. Explanation. Sorry guys, Ms. Starling's real particular about spelling. Okay? Your choice. Yes, yes, don't do this. You will not get credit for this.